Greetings, people of the interwebs. So, normally, I always have bad news to report on Warner Brothers and the things that are going on there. Today, I actually have good news! Matt Reeves is actually directing Batman, as of now. But, let's not get our hopes up too much, because, again, a lot of people have dropped in and out of Warner Brothers and their movies and their properties. But, I'm taking this at face value for right now. Matt Reeves is a fantastic director. And for those of you who are not familiar with Matt Reeves, he did the first Cloverfield film, which I really enjoyed. And then he's also doing, he's done Rise of the Planet of the Apes, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, and then this year's War of the Planet of the Apes, which is probably one of the most highly anticipated movies of the year. Because the first two Apes movies are phenomenal. So, he's proven that he's not only a talented director and can kind of jump onto a pre-existing franchise and kind of revamp it, which is definitely something that Warner Brothers needs. But he's also he's a pretty well-known director. He may not be like, a Scorsese or Spielberg name, like, kind of a household name, but he's definitely made a name for himself. And again, the Apes movies are just phenomenal. So that does give me a lot of confidence after Ben Affleck stepping down. It was just one of those things where they needed a Matt Reeves or someone like that to take over. So that's a really, really good score for Warner Brothers because they need a win. And again, they need a good director to kind of take the Batman and whatever other films they got going on. They need these kind of good, bigger name directors to really deliver a home run if Warner Brothers are going to keep going with their DCEU. So, as of right now, and assuming that Matt Reeves stays on, because after Ben Affleck stepped down, Matt Reeves, they reported that he was top of their list, and they were in negotiations with him a couple weeks ago. And apparently that did not go so well. I think the report said that negotiations broke down and that they could resume after heads have cooled. I'm paraphrasing a little bit, but it was something along those lines. And maybe it was just the way that they phrased that. However, typically, even if, like, in a lot of the cases in the Hollywood system, if negotiations don't work out, then they'll kind of just plainly state, negotiations didn't work out. And you kind of leave it at that, or they'll kind of be like, creative differences, or, scheduling confliction, things like that, just things that normally happen. They usually don't phrase it until heads have cooled. To me, that implies that things got really bad between the two. Like, presumably, Matt Reeves came in with his vision for the Batman movie, and Warner Brothers had their vision for the movie, and things just escalated really quick. Shouting may have even been involved. Probably not fist fights. That's maybe a little too extreme. But even still, to the point to where they had to just, like, take a step back and cool their heads. Again, could have easily just been, the person who wrote that report or the way they phrased it that was poorly done. But, again, regardless, though, it is good to know that they now have Matt Reeves. And let's just hope he stays on, because, oh boy, they need to get people back on board. People like me who, didn't care much for Batman v Superman, even though I enjoyed Suicide Squad for what it was. It's still not really a good movie. It's more one of those things where I enjoyed the characters in the film, and I guess the squad as a whole. I enjoyed the squad, just not so much the film that they were in. And again, Matt Reeves was kind of one of those directors where I'm like, okay, if Ben Affleck stepped down, he's one of the ones where I'd be like, okay, you're kind of winning me back over. So, I'm going to try and stay positive. And again, hope that Matt Reeves stays on. However, again, if he does stay on and, he helps kind of shepherd the Batman film into production and kind of gets the ball rolling, there's still something that Warner Brothers and we all have to consider is, so Ben Affleck is still playing Batman as far as we know. I know there's been a lot of rumors that he might, that he wants out, and all that stuff. But again, assuming that he stays on board. I mean, obviously he's contractually obligated to stay on board, but even if he wasn't contractually obligated, let's just assume that he was staying on board anyways, because he's a huge fan and he wants this to work. So there's still the problem or maybe not problem, but there's still the potential problem or issues that having a new director step in, Ben Affleck's former position. We just have to hope that they'll play nice and kind of work together really well. Otherwise, this could be really, really bad. Like, let's say that they're in production, they're filming, and at some point during the filming process, Matt Reeves is like, okay, so here's what I want Batman to do, and then Ben Affleck's kind of like, no, that's not what Batman would do, or they start butting heads because, again, Ben Affleck had his vision that Warner Brothers obviously didn't think was the right fit, and that's why they scrapped his script. And so that's kind of an apprehension that I have going into the movie. Again, as of now, but again, he just signed on today, so we still got plenty of time for things to get going on the movie and stuff like that. So, but again, both of them are professionals, so I'm thinking that even if they don't particularly get along during the filmmaking process, they'll at least play nice until after the film is done, and they'll deliver a good Batman film. And then after that, then that's maybe when we'll start to hear the stories of how Ben Affleck and Matt Reeves hated each other, they were always fighting on set and all that stuff. But again, as of right now, this is good news, and I'm still apprehensive about the Batman film and just a lot of the whole Warner Brothers situation. But I'm now less apprehensive because, again, they have a really talented director who's done a phenomenal job with all of his movies so far. So, okay, well done, Warner Brothers. You're slowly starting to win me back. Just don't fuck it up. Please. For everyone, not just for me. I'm just one person. And not just for other DC fans and just fans of the comic book movies in general, but for everyone's sake. Do this right. Do it right. If it's done right, it's a win-win situation for everybody. We fans like it, critics like it, and if fans and critics both like it, it's probably going to make more money. Because even though Batman v Superman and Suicide Squad made money, they would have made even more money if they were good. I guarantee if Batman v Superman was good, and not just in my opinion, but kind of widely considered good by fans and critics, it probably would have cracked $1 billion easy. So yeah, let's hope for the best. Try and stay positive. I know it's kind of been hard to do, especially with all this DC stuff, but really trying to be positive here, because again, I love DC Comics, I love the characters, I love this whole golden age of comic book movies we're living in. I just want it to last longer. I want good movies. So, here's hoping for the best. But before I wrap this up, we here at Pace Wheel Productions are kind of inching up there at the 200 subscriber mark. So, some things that I might do, might not. Might have put up a little poll on Twitter for those of you who are interested in checking that out. I don't know, might do a Q&A, the Facebook Live Q&A thing, or maybe do a live stream on the channel, or maybe do nothing at all. I have no idea. It kind of just, depends on what I'm feeling and if, you all have a preference. So if you all have a preference, comment below or do the Twitter poll. I'll probably have that uploaded or up later today or at some point. So give feedback. And also, as always, like us on Facebook at Pasty Productions. I do plan on actually doing more things with the Facebook page aside from just kind of like keeping you all updated on what's going on. I do want to try and do like I don't know, maybe some kind of original content for that, like maybe just like little Q&As or Facebook Live thingies. I don't know, I'm still kind of running through different ideas. And of course, Twitter as well, PastyPal Pro. You can follow us there and kind of get news updates and PastyPal polls. We got that going on now, so feel free to vote on some of those. Kind of give us ideas of more topics to discuss in our weekly podcasts. And also, you can just follow me at Irishman Jake on Twitter. Participate in some of the polls that I'll probably start doing, and just kind of hit me up with tweets about your thoughts on things. But that wraps up this video. Hopefully you all have enjoyed, and again, leave your thoughts below on what you think about Matt Reeves being the director of Batman, and how long do you think he'll last? Do you hope? Do you think he'll stay on for the entire duration of the film and make a really good Batman film, or do you think he's going to drop out 2 weeks later like a lot of other directors? But that wraps up this video, so until next time, everyone, cheers.